first and 10. It's Palmer. It's brought incomplete. It's John Brown. And they'll get it all the way out near midfield to the 45. A good pickup there, 26 yards. Johnson, and he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
On second down, Palmer. Caught on the left side, Fitzgerald. And he's going to be marked down deep in Detroit territory. They give him a gain of 37.
And Carson Palmer's going to turn 38 in December. Actually contemplated not coming back in 2017. I wonder how disappointed he was in the 2016 season.
Well, do you think that that's a reason that he's back?
I think that maybe he feels like there's one more good run in his Arizona Cardinals team, and he wants to be the QB for it.
The first down carry here for Johnson. And he'll take this one down near the 15. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
In motion right is Wilson. Again, it's Johnson. And after the good game last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down. Now it's Palmer. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I don't think either one of us is surprised about who they just targeted on that one. I mean, they're going to try and get to him as much as possible. Off to a nice start, but unable to haul that one in.
Yeah, already looked his way a couple of times on this opening drive. Can't connect there. And the 42-year-old veteran's kick is up and good. And the Cardinals have the first points. It's 3-0. So it's our visitors who make the first dent in the scoreboard as they get 3 here on the initial drive of the ball game.
Yeah, it's hard to say who actually won that opening drive. On the one hand, anytime you can come in as a road team and get an early lead, you're going to be thrilled. But at the same time, to have the ball as deep in enemy territory as they did and come away with only 3, that's got to be a little bit of a disappointment.
First down at Stafford. And this one grabbed by Darren Fells. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That one good for 16, and the drive will continue. Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up second down. Stafford now to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Throwing again at Stafford. Fells has it, left side. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Robert Kimdichie in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. And some extras coming up on the line here, readying for the blitz. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And he'll get it down here to the 43. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. From the red zone now, Stafford. He's got his man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Eric Ebron, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Lions are going to take a first-quarter lead. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Charles, as the Cardinals come out, let's take a look back to last year. They came in with Super Bowl aspirations. They had won 10 or more games 3 straight years. They wound up finishing with the number 9 overall offense, the number 2 overall defense, but they did not make the playoffs.
That just tells you that sometimes statistics don't tell the total tale, right? Let's take the defense. Number 2 overall in total defense, but they gave up 30 or more points 6 times. In 2016. I believe they'd only done that 5 times in the previous 2 seasons. So when you give up that kind of point total, it makes it really hard for your offense to keep pace. So what did they do? They spent some time in the draft. Hassan Reddick, a linebacker out of Temple, was their first-round draft pick. Buda Baker, a safety out of Washington, trying to shore up the defensive side in order for them to compete in the NFC West.
Second down and just 1. They go to Johnson again. Room here to run. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
On first down, it's Palmer. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter.
How about that? One of the so-called little guys putting the pressure on. That was the strong safety. When I was in college, we often called that a lightning blitz.
Now Palmer to throw on second down. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Tahir Whitehead. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Reminder that later tonight we'll see the Giants and Cowboys battle in Dallas. Seems like they're always playing in week one. And then on Monday night, a doubleheader. Adrian Peterson, his first game with the Saints. He's already back in Minnesota to play the Vikings. And then a 10-20 start on the East Coast. It's the first game for the L.A. Chargers traveling to Denver.
A nice AFC West matchup.
And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
Brandon, I've had a lot of college kids ask me, is it really important to play in the postseason? I put it on tape already, and I've always answered to them, depends on how much you put on tape. And Hassan Reddick from Temple, he put more on tape in the postseason at the Senior Bowl, being able to play inside linebacker, outside linebacker, defensive end, blew up huge there, and was the number 13 pick in the entire draft.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. Play action. Stafford. The swing pass caught. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Eric Ebron, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. And he'll bang that one through. Here's Prater now set to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Fitzgerald bringing it in over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue. It's a first down. Now Palmer to throw. Flushed out right. Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Paul Warlow. Well, let's discuss Detroit as they take the field on offense. Last year, crazy season in the Motor City. Fourth quarter comebacks, 8 of them. They started 1-3, then won 8 of 9 before going 0-4 to finish the year at 9-7. Ultimately, another season without a playoff victory.
In the midst of that 8 of 9 win string, they had 3 straight home games that all came down to the final series, and they won them all. I thought that was the key to their season. Look, we know they can score on offense. Matthew Stafford and his receivers, they can just absolutely light it up. But Detroit invested on defense in the draft. 3 of their first 4 picks, all defensive players. 2 linebackers and a secondary player. I think the key guy out of that might be Teez Tabor, the cornerback they took out of Florida. They've got to slow down some of those high flyers in the NFC North.
Give him 2 yards on that play, and that's going to bring up a third down. From the gun, here's Stafford. And the third down pass falls incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, help force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. So they will go for it. Stafford. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Cardinals will now take over with excellent field position. And a great spot to start this drive from here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last two drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
On second down, Johnson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And he's got Fitzgerald. And he will have the first before he's brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The two old workhorses, Palmer and Fitzgerald, connecting there for a Cardinal first. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people?
And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
Let's face it, if you love football, you love the contact we just saw there. He really lowered the boom on him, but how about him holding on to the football? I can tell he's an ex-DB. That's discouraging to you to have that type of a hit, yet he still holds on to the ball and gets a first down.
On those crossing routes, so as a receiver, you always know that's a possibility.
It has to be in the back of your mind, but it can't be primary. And for him, that was a clear example. He made sure he focused on the catch, took the hit, and what do they always say? It's worth it if you make the catch and get the first down.
And they've now made 2 trips to the red zone and still looking for their first touchdown.
Not able to punch it in, and if you're on defense, your confidence is sky high. Because mentally, you're saying, hey, you're in the red zone. We're thinking we're giving up 3. We just want to give up 6. In this case, they end up not giving up the touchdown at all. They've got to feel great about what they got done.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this one up to about his 14. 1:59 to go in the first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this. On second down, here's Stafford. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
The good signal callers would never go back in the huddle and play the blame game because they need those guys to protect him. But on that last one, his offensive line, they lost their leverage very quickly, and that's why they were able to get to him and hit him as he tried to throw the football and force an incompletion.
Now a play fake, and it's Stafford. And he connects with Ebron. And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. On 1st and 10, Stafford. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. And the defense definitely showing blitz here. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Now here's a timeout defensively coming from the Cardinals. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. After the sack, Stafford and the Lions come up on a 3rd and long situation. Off of play action. Here's Stafford. And Jones has it over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They'll get 19 out of this, but it will still bring up a 4th down. And now the Cardinals are going to use another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Stafford will stay out there. He'll lead his guys up to go for it on 4th down. They are going to go for it. It's Stafford. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. The Cardinals offense now works their way back onto the field. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to get a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
So after the interception, here's Palmer. Escaping the pressure right. And Nelson's got it here right side. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. On second down, here's Palmer. Buying time to his left. And now this one's intercepted. A 3rd interception for Palmer. Picked off by Tahir Whitehead.
And that's now the 2nd time he's picked off a pass here in the first half alone. Again, another great read defensively. And you just see him get in the right position to make the play and get his guys the football back.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up over the 20 to the 21-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down. Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. He's got his tight end. It's Fells. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. Give him 30 yards there.
As we continue to advance in the NFL, as people continue to scout players, they really don't care as much about body types as they care about those guys who can make people miss, run through tackles, and gain all that additional run after catch. Anybody who has that ability, they want them on their team.
Back to throw, Stafford. He was looking for Theo Riddick there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. So incomplete on first. Let's see what 2nd down has in store. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll leave him with a 3rd down and 6 to go.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. They snap it to Stafford. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And the Cardinal defense is going to get the football back. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Now he's forced out left. Lets it go for Nelson. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Tavon Wilson. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll take this one up close to about the 45. Give him a yard on the run there, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and 2. The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is knocked down from the side. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So 5 yards remain now. Still 1st down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Eric Ebron, the big tight end, is intended target. And it's 3rd and 4.
Well, sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 4. Out of the gun, Stafford. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down, but not before reaching the 15-yard line. A gain of 26 on the 3rd down conversion. And now the offense operates in the red zone. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Theo Riddick, a 15-yard touchdown run. And the Lions add on to their lead. Always important to get the first score of the second half. Now you start to pull away a little bit and get some breathing room going.
And now we find out about the fortitude of the group that's behind, because they were counting on getting into the game a little bit more, right? Maybe they get the first score. That doesn't happen. It looks almost insurmountable, but it's not. Let's see how hard they play the rest of the game.
The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
On second down, Palmer.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Johnson. Almost unstoppable on the ground there as that one is good for 39.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Looking for the end zone. And they went for a big play through the air on second down. Couldn't connect. Now it's third.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. The Cardinals on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. From the shotgun, it's Palmer. Pressure applied, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back at the 33-yard line.
You know, on these types of plays, we're always looking to assess blame. Okay, where did it break down? Sometimes it's just a great play.
Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for him with Palmer. And that is going to be incomplete. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And the Lions will take over. That's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th, and we've seen them do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense, because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. Chandler Jones in there to sack him for a loss of 6. And some changes here as the D-line separates some. To throw on second down is Stafford. Over the middle, it's Fells. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Throwing on third down, Stafford. And Tate's got it. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. And they convert on third with a gain of 22. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
Elsewhere, NFL scoreboard, third quarter now in Tennessee. On first down, Abdullah. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play there, second down. And in this situation with the lead fourth quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. Gave a glimpse of his quick feet, but not a whole lot of space down at the 30. A gain of 4 on the play, and that'll lead here to a third down. A shotgun snap for Stafford. Out to the flat for Riddick. 15 yards down to the 15 and a first down. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish, because strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
And the next snap coming inside the red zone here. They'll run it now out of the gun. He takes us down to about the 12 for a gain of 3. The fourth quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
To throw on second down. Stafford. This will be caught just inside the 10. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Stafford on third down. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Eric Ebron with now 3 Week 1 touchdowns. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. I think all teams probably like seeing that schedule for the first time, looking at Week 1. Oh, good, we're at home. This is why you want to be home in Week 1. They're looking sharp.
And I agree with you totally. That's what you want, but there carries a little extra pressure with that as well, because you and I both know protecting the home field, winning your home games is paramount in this league. So you go into it, yeah, we want it, but now you actually have to go out and prove it.
Yeah, 2 sides to that coin, and looking like they're going to protect it here in this one. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Now Palmer on first down. Completes it to Fitzgerald. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. And 15 yards there on the catch and run.
his position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. And this time the yards won't come so easy as they'll, in fact, tackle him behind the line. Now Palmer to throw on second down. Incomplete. This is Albert Wilson. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line. He got 29 yards that time. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Palmer will throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. From the gun, it's Palmer. He's got the hook up to John Brown on the right side. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Flush to his right. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. The Cardinals unable to convert there on 4th down. And the Lions will take over. Here's the Detroit offense now as they head back out onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing, because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And the play goes for 19 yards, gives them a new set of downs. Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. Now a 1st down throw. Stafford to the right side to Eric Ebron. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Eric Ebron's got skills to spare. They just want the production to equal those, and he needs some good help in order to get that done. Had 61 catches in 2016, battling an ankle.
Yeah, the surprise, though, just one of those 61 hit pay dirt. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. So it'll be 1st down here after the run. Throwing here, Stafford. And the pressure will bring him down here. The Cardinals get home for the sack. Robert Kimdichie able to disrupt yet another pass play. His 3rd sack of the afternoon. Here's Stafford. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
The Lions on 3rd down. They've had plenty of success. 8 conversions, looking for a 9th. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Now Stafford. He'll find a man over the middle. It's Galladay. And he takes this one all the way across midfield into enemy territory down to the 40-yard line. They go play action here on 1st down. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Kenny Galladay, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
The effort's always going to be there. Everyone's always going to try and make a catch, but underthrown balls, I think, are the toughest ones to come back and get, because usually your momentum's going in the opposite direction when you're trying to stop, break, and come back and get it.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Back to the air. Stafford on second down. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. It only took Stafford 90 games to hit 25,000 yards in his career, fastest ever, and he adds to that yardage total. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. It's the rookie safety from Washington, Buda Baker. They're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
On the NFL scoreboard, they've gone to the 4th in Cincinnati. And the Ravens have added to their lead. A win would be their first of the young season. Very tough spot here for the offense to start. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And a short gain here as he gets it up only to about the 6. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. Palmer gives to Johnson.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Paul Warlow in there to drop him for a 6-yard loss, and that'll lead to a 4th down. And partner, this first week, this first game that we get to call together, so special every year, week 1. You had the flyover, the big American flag out there before the game, all the hoopla, just